I'm hungry.
ROLAND smoked oysters, harvested from the waters of the Pacific, cherrywood smoked, de-shelled, and dark brown in color with a mild flavor. Firm in texture and a good source of fatty acids.
Oysters. Oysters, in my opinion, are one of those things that should have remained at the bottom of the sea, or underwater, deep, where people can't find them, and some crackpot decided to eat one day and say, oh, this is actually edible. I'm going to mass produce this stuff, and everybody will be eating it. Now we all have to suffer through it. If you ask me to identify what the heck this is, if you showed me like a still frame of it, like close up, I would say that's a diseased vagina, because that's what it looks like to me. It's just nasty, it's gnarly, it's got all sorts of like weird tendrils and lots of weird like strange loops and like fleshy stringy things. It's just such a nasty thing to look at. It's like the opening of Alien Resurrection where you see all the alien guts. That's exactly what that looks like. And thankfully there's olive oil in this. Now, I'm not really the biggest fan of olive oil. I don't like olives, but I do welcome the smell of it. And I would imagine oysters might have a pungent aroma if not masked with something. And this is just, I can't even get a grip on it with the fork. As you can hear, my dogs are going nuts. They actually love the way this smells. They probably want to get their teeth on some of it. But Jello, you'll get your chance in a little bit. I gotta give it the old taste test. I gotta test it for poison. Oh, now, when I just smelled it there, I could smell the olive oil. The olive oil smelled pleasant, but the fish element, I could smell it in there. The olive oil doesn't quite cover it up. I really don't want to eat this, you know, and it might not seem like a big deal to people out there. I mean, this might come across just like my sardine video that I did a while back. That, you know, it's not such a big deal. It's just a freaking oyster in a can. You just open it up and eat it. It's not like you're on Fear Factor or something and eating bugs and shit, but to me, this is a big deal. This is scary. To me, this is no different than eating a bug. I mean, what is an oyster besides a scuttly creature that lives in the sea? Alright, enough psychobabble out of me. Time to just pinch my nose. I wish I could pinch my nose. And eat it, and I'll give you the scoop. The natives are restless over there. Holy... It tastes like dirt. It tastes like... And for purpose of the review, I have to keep eating it just so you can see the look on my face and know that I'm serious about this, about what I do. There's a pleasant taste in there somewhere. Maybe in like the tiniest like little kernel in the back of my throat. I taste something that tastes kind of like a pleasant seafood kind of thing. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of slurring my words because this is a taste that I've never had in my mouth before, and it's kind of hard to explain. Look at this. Look at all the loops. It looks like fallopian tubes. But it just tastes so sandy. Spitting oil all over the place. It tastes like... It's just so dry, even though it's so wet. It's wet and dry at the same time. I can't explain it. It tastes kind of burny, too. It tastes like it was just sitting on the barbecue, like, raked over the coals and, like, nuked. It's got, like, a char kind of taste to it. Ugh. And I really hope in HD you're not seeing all the little pieces of shit flying out of my teeth, because it really is hard to keep my composure while eating this. Ugh, look at that. Look at this. Look at it. Ugh. 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 Oh, man. Maybe you could get away with, like, smearing it on a cracker or something, and it won't taste so bad. Maybe you could hide it with, like pieces of tomato or some salsa, or, you know, maybe this would be a good ingredient for something bigger. But by itself, man, this is unbearable. I don't want to eat anymore, but I have to. I have a show here that I have to host, and I have to eat more. I'm sure the dogs are going crazy over there. They don't want it. You're not missing anything, guys. Tastes like utter dookie. You know what? Maybe Jell-O would like it. Here you go, Jell-O. I got a nasty cud of mystery meat for you. Oh, and he loves it. You know, Jell-O, I really wish I could give you the rest of this, but I fear the diarrhea that it would give you would probably stink up the whole house. And speaking of stinking up the whole house, I am ruining what my garbage is gonna smell like. Because I'm definitely not finishing this. It's going straight to the trash after this video is over. It's so gross, just like chunks, like it's never a consistent bite. You're constantly biting through like soft parts and then a hard part, then like a ropey part. There's like all sorts of strands and tubes, and I'm looking at the oil here. It looks like there's all sorts of dirt floating at the bottom of it. It could be dirt, I don't know. It sure does taste like sea dirt. But if I'm gonna give this a rating, I'm gonna give it 2 stars. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. This could be a good ingredient in something. If you cooked it, maybe it would be good. But by itself, I don't see how anybody could eat a whole thing of this. It's really disgusting. I mean, maybe if you put it on like a cracker, on a slice of bread, or like some bruschetta or something like that, it would be good. But man, and you know what? It really does leave a pleasant taste in your mouth. Now that I mention it, it's not that fishy. So that's a positive, you know, that's something to be said for it. So anyway, this has been another episode of Limbo Grub, and you know the spiel. You want to, you know, torture me by making me ingest something, you know, there's a little comment section down below. You just type a little something in there, and who knows, what you write might end up in my kitchen. Just make sure, please, no more seafood. I can't take seafood. This is seafood in a can. Ugh, I can't. Just the idea is just, I want to cry. I can't. This stuff sucks. I hate it. Hate it.